Welcome back. It's still Rise and Shine Daily, coming to you from the stables of Spectrum Television. You're welcome to the show again.
Yeah, apologies for the wrong report. We're sure going to make that available before the show ends. Right about now, we have a guest in the studio. She is an entrepreneur. She is Flora Ibok, of course, the brand behind Floral Cakes. So good to have you in our studios.
Morning, good to be here.
Yeah, how do you feel?
I feel excited.
I need
Nice.
to
It's
see
the
it.
first time.
Okay,
Wow.
Yeah,
you're welcome.
amazing.
Okay,
Alright,
I like to
great.
hear that. Now, since that's the first time,
Which is a good
let's
thing.
ask you our regular question.
Additional
Religious
question.
Exactly. So, how did you find your way down here?
How was your experience?
Wow. It was breathtaking, though, but we thank God that we are finally like a journey into a different world, but it's fine.
Oh my
Okay.
God.
Okay.
Welcome. Are you a lover of nature?
Yes.
Okay, so you must have
Enjoyed the
admired
ride
it.
along the line.
Along the line, not initially, but along the line. Okay, I like that.
Welcome.
You're
Okay.
Very much.
I think that let's jump right
Yes, of
into
course.
the interview, the business of the day award. You're an entrepreneur, the brand behind Floral Cakes, which is actually a brand that is pretty much known in town. Now, can you walk us briefly through the experience of your startup?
Okay. My business is a hobby turned business.
Okay.
That's because when we started off, we're really not precise about what we're coming in for. So along the line, we just saw an opportunity to get into the markets, and then we started off. But I must say that it wasn't too smooth a ride. But along the line, we learned consistency, and it helped us to stand.
Okay. So, like, basically, how was starting up like for you? Are you one of the persons that started off small, or you had the big cash
Oh,
to?
we started off small, and my kind of business is service-based, in the sense that cakes. So anybody coming to make another will first pay. So it helped us as a brand to go. So that's one of the things we considered while starting off our business. We didn't have enough capital, but we trusted that we could grow, and so it helped us.
You know, we've grown to, understand that before you have a new startup or before you start a business, you must have a business plan.
Yes.
Now, in your own case, did you have one?
I didn't have.
Okay, so how can the business plan help an entrepreneur to become a leader rather than, just a boss?
Okay, a business plan makes you have an understanding of what you're coming in to offer and where the business is heading in a particular frame of time.
Yeah.
So when you have that business plan, it will help you to work and then to check back and see if you're actually going the way you had planned. It's really not very helpful if you start off without a plan for your business. So the business plans help you to be on top. You see where seeming challenges are coming, and you're able to adjust to balance up.
Let's dive in a little bit personal on you now. Now, since you didn't have a business plan, so what were your strategies when you started?
My strategies was looking out for a need and then going out to meet those needs. Actually, I was baking for the family and all of that, but then I got an opportunity where I saw that somebody was not satisfied with a client who was baking for her. So I jumped in and decided to offer that value, and that's how we started.
Okay, now, you said quite a lot, well done. Now, I want to find out, are they, for someone who's starting a business here in Akwa Ibom State, for instance, all right, are there legal documentations, forms? What exactly does one have to do to actually start a business?
Okay, to start a business, first you need to do a market survey of what you're coming in to do. Check out who are your potential clients, and then when you have done that, you need to go further to look at the location where you are going to site your business and see how it is of advantage for your business. And then you will need to go pick a business name and then proceed with the registrations with the corporate bodies.
Now, you just made mention of location.
Yeah.
Did you start in your choice location, Where exactly did you
I
start
started
yours?
from home. So
Exactly. I thought so. I thought so.
yes, I started from home because like we didn't plan. We just saw an opportunity and we delved in.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
over time, you grew.
Yes.
And this is how many years now?
Oh, about 8 years.
Oh,
Wow.
amazing.
Wow.
Okay, great.
8 years in
Great.
growing. Yeah, you said your business is service based, and you didn't need much capital to start. How about because I know with baking you need the equipment are quite expensive. So how did you manage, to start off even when you said you didn't have much money to do so?
Okay.
Did you
so,
have the equipment or you liaised your partners? So.
Initially, when we started, of course, during the course of trading, I was able to procure some equipment. But along the line, we needed money to buy those equipment. So we weren't making too much profit because for every order that came in, we ensured that we bought something to execute that job with. And that helped us to go hand in hand until we were able to steady.
Okay.
Okay,
So
now-
doing that, how would you say you were able to manage your cost of expenses, the cost of doing the business, and actually differentiating the profit out?
Okay, like I said, initially we're not making too much profit because of the things we needed to buy. Then at some point we had to go meet a number of our sugar sisters. There's some people that are in the same line of business with them to get equipment to enable us grow.
Okay. Now let's talk
Fair
about
enough.
risk management. Sorry. Let's talk about risk management. So, in what ways does an upcoming startup entrepreneur, plan to reduce risk during the business? In what ways do you reduce risk? How do
Okay.
you manage that?
The right strategies will help an entrepreneur to reduce the risk as they come.
Okay.
First of all, that is that you have to develop a solid business plan. It will help you to manage risk. So you see where something is coming, and then you're able to do the needful. Then it's keeping record is another way that helps an entrepreneur to reduce the risk that may seemingly rise. And then it also helps you to diversify your income. That's the business plan. When you have a specialized business plan and you're working in tandem with it, it helps you to reduce, to diversify your income. And then you save money at the end of the day. So it's important that you take a walk through your business plan to be able to stand the test of time.
Okay. Now let's take a look at something very common around us.
Okay.
Let's talk about competition now. Now, were you scared when you coming up? Yeah, Floral Cakes, and then you hear another cake, ABC Cakes, and you hear XYZ Cakes. Now, the competition. How did you manage that? Walk us through that part.
Okay. Let's look at business from two perspectives.
Okay.
One, the functional perspective, and then a conceptual perspective.
Okay.
When you're coming into business, we came in on a functional note.
Okay.
I'm coming in to bake, and I'm not the only one baking. Every baker sells a cake, just like every banker takes money from depositors or give out to borrowers. So we're just coming in based on function. That's what we're coming to do. So the customers or clients that we're coming in buy from us based on convenience. They are convenient with the price. That implies that if they are able to get a better offer elsewhere, they move.
Okay.
But under the conceptual definition for a business, it goes beyond you just giving out a cake that you're selling. That means that you are going to lay out a foundation for yourself that will stand the test of time. You're also able to develop a logic for your branding excellence.
Okay.
That goes beyond just the functional aspect of the business. So for every successful business, you have to develop the logic on the basis of the concept rather than the function. And so this helps you to create a compelling logic for your brand to stand the test of time.
Okay, you mentioned branding there. We're going to talk about it right after this timeout. So Rise and Shine continues right after now. Stay with us. Glad to know you're still there. Yeah, the show is still Rise and Shine Daily, reaching you right here from the very beautiful hills of Ibiakura. And you do well to join the conversation on our different social media platforms, on Facebook and of course on Instagram using the handle @SpectrumTelevision. Also do well to visit us on our website www.SpectrumTv.ng. The show continues right here with Ubonki and Olimus.
Quickly, just before we went on the break, you talked about strengthening your brand image so that it could stand the test of time. But I want to ask, I want to find out, as far as business is concerned, there are quite a number of persons doing the same business.
Yeah.
I mean, any niche, anywhere. Number of persons do the same business, offer the same services, pretty much almost at the same pricing. So how does one create or develop a competitive advantage so that anybody thinks of a certain service or product just goes to that person? How is that developed?
Okay, you have to first try as much as you can to be original in the services you're providing. So, for instance, in the baking industry, someone might come trying to place an order for a job. Might be some other person has already done such. I need to try to be original in the sense that the client would see the job and then will love it. In that way, I'm not trying to copy another person directly, because when I do so, I'm not allowing prospective clients to be compelled to choose me over time. So I have to be original, and they have to be integrity conscious.
Okay.
This is a business that maybe somebody has a birthday tomorrow, he needs the cake before 2. So you try as much as possible to live to your word. If you are slated 12 for delivery, you ensure that you keep to your word, and then you go out of your way to impress or satisfy your customers. Also, you have to be creative. In our world, creativity is key. What the client should see his work and be wowed. That means that every other time he's having to have an order, he will always come back to you because he knows that you have value on the services you're delivering.
Okay, let's talk about time here, because you said we have issues where clients will come in just few hours to their big day or whatever event they're celebrating, and they say, I need this delivered in 4 hours. And now you have pressing issues, possibly family issues or other issues that need your attention. How do you manage time for your business, time for church, time for every other stuff?
Okay, we have some orders that we take urgent orders.
Okay.
But then we try as much as we can to be sincere with our clients. We cannot make up, please. Or can you give us 6 hours instead of 4? Okay. Yes, when we do that, we're actually working on your own time. Right. But then we're not putting ourselves under pressure. So you don't now feel disappointed.
Okay.
So that has helped us equally as a brand.
Okay, you talked about being original. I think that also boils down to maintaining your quantity and and the quality, right? Now, how do you manage quality and remaining original in this economy?
Okay, the economy is not smiling, I must say, but then we need to keep impressing our clients.
Okay.
Now, in baking, we're careful that we have people that work with us, and then we don't compromise our standards. Presently, we're not making reasonable profits, but we're just trying to keep on going so that we won't lose our customers. Because in a way, if you allow them based on how things are, you might see that with time you will miss 1 or 2 customers. So we try as much as we can to maintain our standards. That way we control our quality, also by ensuring that we are certain persons that are are in charge of the baking do so.
Okay.
It is not too good to swift somebody else to bake. That's because sometimes if the customers get to test your work, they will know that no, you did not do this, something is wrong. So we consider the materials we still use to give our customers that nice tasting cakes they are always coming for.
All right. Now you just said something which I picked on, where you made reference to not making too much profit at the moment, but you're just keeping on.
Okay.
what exactly then is your motivation to do this? I mean, I would have, normally on a good day, an average businessman works to make a lot of profit. But then exactly how do you manage this, putting together the fact that you're not making so much profit on one hand, but then you're still doing it? What exactly is the ginger here?
Okay, as an entrepreneur, with time you need to see the need to diversify a bit. So that's what has kept us. We diversify. So in a way, we try to stand the balance. But then we ensure that our qualities are not tampered with.
Okay.
I don't know if I've answered the
No,
question.
is that a case of multiple streams of income or side hustle, like they will call it? So what's the side hustle here?
The side hustle is that, as it means,
okay, you can leave it at that.
I think what he meant was you as a person, as Floral Cakes.
Yes.
What's your
What's your motivation?
considering the fact that the economy is not smiling, it's actually frowning. Now, what's motivating you to consistently give
Stay
out
on
to
the
your
business
give
for
out
8
to your,
years.
to your customers the same test? Nothing different, nothing is less than what you have actually been offering. Now, what's motivating
I
you?
get very conscious with my vision for the brand.
Okay.
I try to work to ensure that I keep that vision that we're projecting. And then, yes, the economy is not smiling, but we try as much as to be happy. Yes, happiness is being positive in a way helps us to forge ahead. So we are motivated. We join entrepreneurial book clubs where we get encouraged, we exercise and try to not focus on how the times are. And that way we get motivated to face the next phase as they come.
Now, would you say that on that grounds, that's what pushes you to also motivate your, your followers, the people that you're actually grooming to become better than you in future?
Okay, I try also to share my visions with them from time to time to ensure that they know what business is about. So I also try to ensure that they find opportunities to develop themselves, because self-development is also key in our brand. We try to communicate and see possible ways of leveraging on the science of time.
Okay, now just quickly, I want to find out, with reference to generally businesses, what are the peculiar challenges you faced, your business has faced, and how did you overcome them? I remember, first off, there was a challenge of location, which you mentioned, because of you started first off from the house, which is beautiful. It's always a way to start, right? But now you grew. Now, what other challenges have you faced as a business, and how did you handle them, or how are you handling them?
Okay. In the bakery industry, we find out that before now we've always had a mass-produced baked items, but with time, people started embracing handcrafted specialty cakes, and that has helped us as a brand. So our challenges still boils down to the economy situation, because you have somebody coming in to please another for maybe a job in 1 month's time, and then the circumstances around the job and all of that, maybe it's a close person, so you don't want to disappoint the person. Sometimes you have to go out of your way to stress yourself and ensure that you deliver for that client, hoping or anticipating that the next one that comes will be better.
Okay, now you have successfully done that for 8 years.
Okay.
What would be your advice to upcoming entrepreneurs who are facing difficult challenges? Like you rightly said, you aren't making much profit, and you're still surviving and looking good. Now, how would you encourage an upcoming entrepreneur in that regard?
Okay, I will encourage you that you stay focused no matter how the times are. Always be driven by because your mindset is very important if you must succeed or not. So you have to have a positive mindset. Some people come into business with different motives and intentions. So you have to be clear on the motives you're coming in for business. If you're coming into business for a luxurious life, that's you're looking up to making plenty money and then living big. 5 years is a mark for a small business that starts. So you need to guide the motives you're coming into business with. So if you're able to stand beyond the 5 years, that means that you're heading towards succeeding. So you have to, it's a process though, so you have to be intentional about achieving your aims as an entrepreneur.
Okay, intentional about it, you say. Now that's a good point there. Let's just quickly, on your scale, on a scale of 10, how would you say you're doing in your business, and what are those secret tips that has worked for you? I did this and it got to this. Yeah, on a scale of 10.
Okay, I'll take
The
7.
both of you.
7.
Yes.
Wow. You know,
That's an
seven.
A.
Yeah, that's an
That's an
A.
A.
Okay.
You know, we are not perfect, but we are aiming to perfection. And then we ensure that we offer nice tasting cakes by making sure that we are exact about, or we are intentional about our choices of raw materials. Everybody wants to be safe from whatever they are eating. So we offer them information about the product they are getting. We ensure that we source for locally sourced materials, so that including our flavors and colorants, so that we ensure that everybody is safe. And then we have special recipes for clients who might have health needs. They want to stay safe. So we have recipes that take care of that.
Let's take your final words, and it will go to new startups who do not know how to handle their customers. Now you've already advised them to guide their vision very well. Now, how about their attitude towards their disposition towards their customers? What advice would you give to them that practically helped you through these 8 years?
Okay, I'll advise that they try as much as they can to understand their customers. When you do that, you'll be able to communicate with them as a friend. It goes beyond just a customer. Irrespective of, sometimes there is a mistake, maybe one thing or the other, but because you're able to communicate with them and show understanding, they are able to go with you a long time. And then you also need to be sincere with them. Try as much as you can to keep to your words, and that way you get them sticking around.
All right, and on that note, we'll put a pause here, and thank you profusely for coming on the show. Thank you.
It's my pleasure. Thanks for
I hope
having me.
that subsequently we'll be able to bring you again another time.
No problem.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we've been playing host to Flora Ibok, the CEO of Floral Cakes, and she's been sharing insight as to how to manage your business, overcome challenges, and all of that right here. And in case you don't know, you can follow up on this conversation on our social media handles, Instagram, and of course Facebook, with the handle at SpectrumTvNg. Of course, our website is www.SpectrumTv.ng. We'll take a short break, and when we come back, the show continues. Please stay. Here is a program promotion. As they say, a life well spent is a life shared. In view of this, Spectrum Television will be playing host to Apostle Anikan Etam, a philanthropist who has dedicated his life serving humanity through his Anikan Etam Foundation, especially on the occasion of his birthday. Join Apostle Anikan Etam on Friday, 10th December 2021 by 1:30 p.m. on Spectrum Television Live. The time again is 1:30 p.m. on Friday, 10th December 2021. Exclusive to Spectrum Television. Here is a program promotion.